Lantern Cove is a den of monsters. There's the deep ones, of course, the fish people who rule the town through the political media and economic power of the founding families and their many assistants. There's Sophie Scott, who recently discovered that the guiding purpose of their life was never more than a cover story to get them to do what they were supposed to do, and that they are, in fact, just the larvae of the creatures that exist outside the universe's boundaries. There's the Fae, who are assisting our protagonists at the cost of draining their friends and family of their vitality and spark, possibly forever. And of course, there's all the ordinary humans who make it a daily practice to look the other way, to never look too closely at the dark corners and what they might be hiding. Monsters. The teen team, that are currently the only hope that the world has, have been having a rough time. They are striking out at the founding families and have killed many. But so many more remain, and they are now actively hunting them. An encounter with Olive's grandfather at the gym has left our heroes wondering what to do next, and vague plans to meet with those of your friends that Sophie Scott called the Six, and that the deep ones called the Offerings, were put on hold when Clark tried to contact his mother via WhatsApp and got no response. Clark, this has you worried, but your wait time is short. You do get a call from Gus's phone afterwards.
Hello?
Clark, you've got to move. I was trying to get Angie out of town and I ran into a roadblock. Not police, or at least not the ones I know. Suits. Maybe FBI, I don't know. But my instinct told me to run, so I grabbed Angie by the arm and I ran, but we get separated in the woods near the library. I tried to find her. I think I saw her get into a car with somebody, but that might have been someone else. You've got to find her. Keep her safe. I've got to lose these guys, and then And then there's a sound like a bang or a crack, and you hear your mom shout, "Fuck!" before the call disconnects.
They've got Angie. I think it's at this moment that Clark kind of he drops the phone. Is just trying to process everything that just went on. And takes a deep breath. Where's Atticus? We gotta go now.
Atticus is in the van.
Why? I think it's chilling in the van.
We gotta go. Let's go. So, my mom is currently running from, we think, the FBI. She was taking Angie out of the city, but they got stopped near the woods next to the library.
Are you saying this in the van? Have you gotten to the van yet?
This is on the way.
Okay.
My mom says that Angie got into a van with someone. She's not sure who. It's gotta be them. We gotta get my sister.
All right, you get to the van. Atticus is in the van, waiting for you. Where do you go? What do you do?
Once that information's relayed to me, Atticus would say, Chris, you should try to contact Jess. And
Yeah.
Makari's probably in a van with some strangers too. They're probably rounding up all the offerings.
Yeah, Chris is gonna text Jess.
You get an immediate response. Hey, what's up?
Chris is very taken aback. He's gonna give her a call.
Okay. She picks up the phone instantly. Hey, something the matter?
Yeah, it feels like we're moving towards some sort of end game, and since you're involved in all this, I want to make sure that you are safe. Where are you right now?
I'm at home, eating dinner.
Chris is gonna cover the mic and look at the group where should she even go?
Maybe the boat?
This hut.
The boat on top of the hole?
Well, away from the cove. But the cove leads out, right? That's the whole point of a cove. It's not a closed off body, I thought. I don't know. I don't know
That's
enough about
true.
it.
The cove leads out into the ocean. I will note that the boat is in Fullervale, which is beyond the library, and where presumably there is some sort of
Oh, roadblock.
roadblock.
Chris didn't put that on speakerphone, did he?
No.
Olive doesn't think she's telling the truth. And looks very disbelieving at his point. Is like staring at Chris like, really? She's too calm. Like, really? Who has she looks at, I think Freya has has my grandfather's phone.
Yeah.
And very quietly says, check and see if there's any messages about getting them.
Do that.
Yeah, I won't make you roll for that. There are recent messages about getting you guys, about catching you, but there are not recent messages that you interpret, unless there's some really deep code going on that you don't yet understand. There are not messages suggesting picking up the offerings.
Interesting.
Look, Olive, you cannot believe as much as you don't want to. But what? Do I just fucking hang up and be like, nah, you're lying, bro?
Then tell her to meet us somewhere.
Okay.
Tell her to meet us in a public place. Whatever, try to be normal.
Running low on public places we can meet up.
Yeah, I think we should meet at the Piss Hut or the Watchtower.
What forest is Mikey's sister?
That's up in the north, by the north end of town, by the library. There's a forest in Lantern Cove that runs on the east side near the beach, all the way from the north end all the way down to the bay at the south end.
Can you meet us? All right, he's gonna like come back to the phone. Sorry, we're trying to figure out where we can even meet, what to do next. Everything's happening so fast.
That's cool. Is something going down, like, specifically that I need to be aware of?
Clark's sister Angie got picked up by people in suits, feds or cover up, or I don't know. We're worried that they're targeting the people like you, the people that were in the dreams, or somehow attached to all this. And with the roadblocks, I can't really ask you to get out of town. Could you meet us at the library? I think if we're in a group, it's probably best.
Yeah, the public library or the school library?
Public one.
Yeah, I can go there.
Yeah, it's the end of the world. Let's go see what that bitch was up to. Remember the librarian? The librarian from like episode 3 was being shady and we never followed up. It really bothered me this whole time.
She's just being a normal librarian.
Freya and I totally had a conversation with her, and I think she's just a normal, kind of weird librarian lady.
She was being
Only
shady.
Atticus thought she
mean-
was sus.
She was also like flirting with Gus, so
That's true.
The loneliest
She
middle-aged
has all the
library lady.
signs of a secret villain. She flirts with underage boys. She's at work late. What public servant that works at the library is like, I'm just gonna hang out in my office for an hour after the library closes? Sus.
Weird librarian
I would.
ladies.
I would.
Sus. Yeah, that's because you don't work there yet. It's still a romantic idea, not the reality of shooing away homeless people sometimes and being yelled at that you're over budget for buying books. That's your whole fucking job.
David says this with an amount of spite that says that he's been a public librarian before and been through this pain.
Luckily, there's
Very
no
close
homeless
to it.
problem in Lantern Cove because they're all fish people.
Yeah, exactly.
They just,
Yeah, sorry, shooing away fish people sometimes.
yeah.
Sir, you cannot get your ectoplasm on the books. It's not good.
Everything's so soggy. Okay.
Sorry.
so the library, because right now I'm just driving in circles.
Yes,
Yeah.
the library.
Got it.
It wasn't that long of a phone call.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like metaphorically, aimlessly, driving aimlessly.
He's
Yeah.
doing donuts in the parking lot of school.
Do you think Sophie's got kind of has like been quiet in the van and then kind of pops up and asks that to the group question?
What's up?
Do you think it would be beneficial to have the body of grandfather with us?
I don't think having a body with us is a great idea.
It doesn't have to stay a body.
Oh, I hate it when you say stuff like that.
I'm just thinking we have the power to reanimate it. Is that
No.
something
Yeah, but
that y'all are
correct me if
used
I'm
to?
wrong, didn't Olive like send a picture of the dead bodies
I did.
to the group chat saying, "See you there, see you at the meeting, motherfuckers." Or
Okay,
some shit like that.
let's not do that. Let's just save the
There are
people.
other uses for a reanimated dead body than just tricking people into thinking it isn't alive.
As
dead
Sophie
body.
Gus
True,
is talking
true.
about reanimating bodies, Atticus's hand once again reaches into his jacket just to feel a sense of safety around their gun.
It might be useful to answer questions for us.
My vote is that no, we do not start the zombie apocalypse right at the end, right at this during another apocalypse. I think that's a bad idea. I usually like your bad ideas. This one seems particularly bad to me.
I think that's a jump from reanimating one body to the zombie.
Uh,
No, the
That's-
slippery
that's-
slope fallacy is pretty valid here, I think.
Could just take the head and use the head.
Oh,
answer questions.
okay. No, that's,
I mean, it makes it less likely that it'll be used against us.
I think the last time that you were like, oh, I'm just going to do a little bit of magic about one show, kind of accelerated the apocalypse in the first place.
yeah.
So let's
What?
Yeah, I don't.
stop going down unexplored avenues.
Yeah,
Last
that's
time I
just-
used magic was to change this car, so
No.
We're not the only ones that can do magic, though, and maybe the fish people having access to grandfather's body is also not great.
Okay, but do you want a reanimated head?
We don't have to
And-
reanimate it. Maybe we just don't
Okay.
leave it behind.
But look, you and I both know that if the body is in here, how are we gonna stop Sophie from doing
This
what
is Sophie,
she
not
does?
Gus.
Yeah. Sophie, if we have the body in here, are you just gonna reanimate it whether we want you to or not?
Look, there's a
No.
way we could solve both of these problems. We could just drive by, and Atticus holds up 2 of his thermite grenades, and I'll throw these through the window, and the building will burn.
So you're suggesting burning down school?
We already got FEMA funding coming. If we make it
Oh.
out of this, what's
Can we
one
move
more
the
public
body
building?
out of the gym if we do that?
You'll get a better gym eventually, Chris.
I don't think we need to move the body if we're not going to reanimate it.
Yeah, Olive says we either burn it or we leave it.
I vote we leave it, and I can't
Leave
believe
it.
I'm saying that because I want to burn things, but not right now. We're busy.
Olive is gonna do the same trick we used that ultimately didn't work on Chris's phone and check her Snapchat to see if she can see Aaron's location.
Yeah, okay. Give me an investigation roll.
I'm so good at it. At perfectly average.
So you know that you used to be able to see where she was, but she has apparently turned that off.
She sends a text just saying, "What are you up to?"
You do not get a text back.
Yeah, Atticus, check the message board for any suspicious activities. any FBI that may not be, any spooks that might not be in the background anymore?
Yeah, you can make an investigation roll for that.
As he's doing that, Olive shares that information about Aaron/Makari. Looks at Freya and says, "Freya, you should check on Molly."
Freya will text Molly. Just, hey, are you doing okay?
You get a response from Molly a few minutes later, and it says, "Busy right now."
I got a great on that investigation.
All right. As you are inspecting the forum's messages to see if there are any suspicious people on there, spooks or that sort of thing, you do not find that. However, you do find messages recently that seem to be talking about moving towards something, and they're being very vague about it, but moving towards something where they have to meet up.
Chris would have told us, right, everything that happened to him when he was taken
Oh yeah.
with the two other boys and everything, right? I couldn't remember if the full details came out or not.
For sure.
I think Atticus kind of sidles over to Chris, and while everybody's maybe game playing a little more, it's like, hey, I'm not all the way on Olive's camp about suspicions about Jess, but it is worth considering that there's more than the founding families, and they tend to be the more connected ones.
Sure. That's why they killed Jess's mom, right?
Well, yeah.
And suppose that you're right, and she is evil. What do we do instead?
I didn't suppose anything, to be clear. I also didn't say I was sure. What I was gonna say is,
You're right. I'm sorry.
all I was gonna say is, I wouldn't be sure of anything right now. That's all I was gonna say.
You're right.
And I know
I'm
that
sorry.
that's hard, but
We can treat it with suspicion. We're in a van that she's not going to immediately recognize, though we'll probably be the only one near the library. And if we see
yeah.
not Jess there, we're out. But
Yeah. And that's all I'm saying, man. I don't look.
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
like
fine.
you. More than anything, don't want any more people that we fucking care about to be involved or potentially be people that we have to put down. This is as fucking bad as a situation could be. A difference to talk about firebombing a place and another thing to watch 20 people burn.
Yeah.
I don't need Jess to that roster.
Well, if she is evil, then we're probably going to have to fight her anyways. So we might as well do it now. If she's not evil, then I have an obligation to try and help her.
100%. I'm with you.
All right. You arrive at the Lantern Cove Public Library. The parking lot is poppin'. There's a lot of people here today, here in the evening. There is a little sign on the door that someone printed out on a printer that says game night. So looks like they're having board game night at the library, y'all. So it's going to be busy.
Really good for us.
Do I recognize any cars as like family member cars? My mom's family.
No.
I'm gonna ask Molly like what she's busy with, and then I'm gonna text my mom and basically just be like, "Hey, I love you. I hope everything's going all right."
Normal message.
Yeah, so normal.
Yeah.
Trying and failing to seem normal.
Baby's first drunk phone call to mom.
I found out that people call their parents when they're drunk, and that was the most shocking shit ever to me.
Listen, not me ever, but like I could see that. I could see Freya being that person.
In the
Yeah,
words
absolutely.
in the words of a younger David, that's some white people shit. Should we split up?
No.
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 Okay. Yeah. Well, I didn't mean into individuals. I meant into like maybe 2 teams or something to cover more ground. But I'm also down staying 6 strong.
We shouldn't stay here long. We just
Yeah.
see if Jess tries to kill us, and then we go and find Clark's sister.
Yeah.
Or Clark's mom.
All right. Jess's red Tesla shows up. She parks. She gets out and starts walking towards the front doors of the library.
Oh, she doesn't have suits flanking her, so Chris is gonna hop out of the van and jog over.
Olive is gonna trail behind. She wants to see this. She wants to see this interaction.
And Atticus look for spotters, snipers.
Yeah, give me a notice roll.
Neutral, positive, even, a dead even. Oh, sorry, what you said? Investigate, right?
I know I said notice.
Notice. Okay. Oh shit, that is not something I'm good at. Average.
Rude.
You can try and re-roll it. You got fate points.
Let's see if we can get something better than breaking even. Probably worse though. No, it's a great.
So with a great, you do not see any spotters on Jess, but you do spot a black car, a black sedan, parked a ways down the road, sort of off the street, that might have someone watching.
Atticus sends it in the WhatsApp and points out the car. Like, tries to take like a picture even.
Chris is 100% not paying attention to the WhatsApp.
Olive is.
Freya is gonna like tap on Sophie Gus's shoulder and be like, "Do you want to go check out that car?"
Why not?
Yeah. Freya will then hop out of the van.
I will follow Freya.
Okay. Chris, you have intercepted Jess. She turns to you surprised and says, "Oh, hey, I didn't see you guys' cool van."
Cool van. Okay, Jess.
First sign that something's wrong.
Chris is gonna like look over at Olive and then back at Jess. The group is suspicious of you because of your old money. But I can't let you just get nabbed by feds or whatever the hell demons. If we're allowed to have an eldritch being in our van, then we can have my best friend in there too.
Yeah. Okay. It's not the first time I've been looked at weird because of old money, but I don't know what I can do to help alleviate your suspicions.
Mostly try not to kill us, I guess.
Can I I would like to use a fate point and use my stunt Lie Whisperer to see if any of her actions are coming across as a lie.
Roll empathy.
All right, that is I get to add +2, and my empathy is at superb, so that is an epic.
You see no trace of deception in Jess's mannerisms.
Olive is quiet before she looks at Jess and says, "Chris is bad at talking. It's not your old money that we're suspicious of, but you have been involved in this whole thing, not by no fault of your own. And we have found out that we can't trust anybody, myself included. So I'm sorry that we have had to be suspicious. We just need to know who we can actually trust. So if you're good, then please let's go. Like, I think we all need to be in this together.
I'll come with you then.
Thanks.
Where are we going?
To that really cool church van.
Oh, okay.
I think we just all need to stick together.
We're looking for Clark's mom and sister right now. They went missing around here, somewhere in the forest.
Shit. Okay.
Has anybody reached out to you about anything, about meeting up somewhere, or have you felt any kind of need to? Olive is like trying to lead them back away from the library, by the way, because she was, like, to the
Chris
door.
is
Yeah.
definitely like moving back towards the van as well.
As you guys are heading back towards the van, she at first, for a second, she looks guilty, and then then that passes, and then she says, I won't sugarcoat it. I've been spending a lot of time on that forum recently, and they've been talking about meeting up, but I didn't, because I don't feel like I'm one of them. But it draws you in, it pulls at you. Like, the things that they talk about, I don't remember them, but I want to remember them. It's like they should be.
Hey, look, we figured out one of the people that wasn't swapped without having to exert physical violence.
Is this growth?
Just in time to die, guys.
Meanwhile, Freya and Sophie Gus are creeping towards the car. Are you creeping? How are you approaching?
Just walking
Yeah, just walking.
with purpose.
Okay, as you walk and get nearer, the car starts to drive away.
I'm like, when it starts driving, I'm gonna like start like running and like trying to move. Just like trying to get their attention. Like, wait, I have like help.
How close do we get to the car?
Probably about 20, 30 yards.
Oh, okay. Understood.
Yeah, no, it is driving off. It is not paying attention to you.
Fuckers.
I'm gonna look at Freya. Was that suspicious? Should we stop the car?
I think it seems like a good idea to me.
Okay, I'm gonna reach my hand out. I'm gonna use a fate point to teleport the wheels like 5 feet to the side of where they actually are.
You spin a fate point. The car's wheels are suddenly transmuted to be 5 feet away from the car. The car, which was moving, is now grinding with sparks along the road. The person driving it seems to be a man in a suit, gets out of the car hastily and starts running away.
Atticus is in the van and says, yeah, I'm not 100% sure where they went. They mentioned something about a car, and then you hear the sound of 2 tons of steel scraping on the blacktop. Clark, I think we have somewhere to be.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And immediately looks to where he took the picture of the fucking car that he now sees trying to drive away, barking, and Freya chasing a man in a suit.
Yeah, I'm also gonna chase that man in the suit.
And Sophie Gus.
Starts sprinting.
I would imagine who runs like something like a baby giraffe.
You'd think, but it's very, very good. It's like a sprinter, like a runner, a limping.
So you got the motor skills first, and then the words came back. Got it.
No, we just learn very fast.
Like a giraffe.
All right, you're chasing this man. Freya and Sophie Gus, give me an athletics roll. Fuck.
I got a great.
I got a good.
All right, so Sophigus rapidly overtakes Freya, but the person from the car is still running faster. However, the van is catching up.
He's just a guy. Hit him with your car.
I, was,
GTA, let's go.
I look over to Atticus. Car or web? What do you think?
I can shoot him too. It's fine if things get out of
I
hand.
mean, dude, I was thinking we could probably talk to him afterwards.
I think Webb his legs maybe.
Yeah. So I just kind of like half out the window, make a shoot for the ankles.
Atticus would like to help by holding the wheel steady.
Okay. And then give me a shoot roll with advantage.
Yeah, Atticus is doing that like 12-year-old brother thing, where he's sitting in the middle of the front two seats in the head of the van.
So that would be a good.
Well, you got lucky. He rolled shitty. So you actually do manage to catch him with your web, and he, in the midst of running, is caught by the legs and smashes into the ground with his front half.
Oh, good.
And he is no longer running.
I look over him as I catch up, and I guess I'll turn him over. Hello. What are you doing?
In my swamp.
Atticus gets out of the van, pulls the man up, and immediately gets him in the van, so that we don't interrogate a Fed in the street.
He is, however, stuck by a web.
Can I cut the web from the floor and maintain, like, scrape it from the floor, but it still keeps his feet tied?
That works for me. I'm cool.
Yeah, and then I would say, let's continue the interview in the van.
This man's response to being grabbed is to... His face is covered with blood, by the way. His nose is broken. So he's having trouble seeing, but he does pull out a pistol and attempts to shoot.
Who does he attempt to shoot?
He is attempting to shoot Atticus because Atticus has grabbed him.
Great.
So Atticus, give me a athletics roll or whatever. If you have a stunt to use something else, I don't know. Several of you have stunts to use other things.
I have great athletics, so let's see if we can do that. Oof. That is a average.
Would you consider this close enough quarters to be a physical attack?
Yeah, it's he's right next to him. So yeah.
I would like to use my stunt, Star Goalie. When someone is attacked physically while within my zone, I can spend a fate point to redirect the attack to myself.
Oops.
And defend against it with a +1.
Why would you do that? Don't get shot. Only Atticus needs to get shot.
That's the most Chris thing ever. Team captain, baby.
Yeah.
God damn it. I should have just shot this guy.
Yeah, you feel like a piece of shit now.
I should have gone with 2 webs instead of 1.
You should have just let me interrogate him. He can't shoot me.
Chris steps in the way and gets shot. Chris, you take 2 stress.
Okay.
Cool. I am going to then take this person and lift them up by the shoulders and look at them in the face and ask them again, what are you doing?
Cool, he takes a shot at you.
Okay, good luck. What's his will?
His will is good.
Okay, great.
No, good.
All right, so he does take a shot. Does some weird thing happen to him?
Yeah, Crown of Menace. I am too terrifying to attack. Until I make a physical attack in the scene, characters with will lower than good simply cannot attack me. Those with sufficient will to attack will still flinch on their first attack, though, and automatically miss.
Okay, so he does flinch and misses, and he does not respond to you.
Atticus is trying to do triage to Chris.
I'm fine. Focus on the Fed.
His wound is easy enough to. It's fairly superficial, so it's easy enough to patch up. So he's not bleeding anymore.
Sophie gets just take the gun out of this person's hand.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And then can I kind of just phase through his shoulder and leave the gun in his shoulder?
No,
Oh dear God.
Jesus Christ, man.
I say, let's put that away for now. Answer my question, please.
Okay, you put a solid metal object into a man's shoulder, and he goes into shock and dies.
Oh, well, darn. So frail. I throw his body and get back into the van.
Megas turns to Freya and says, "Remember when I wanted to punch that teenager?" And just walks back to the van.
Freya looks fucking shocked.
Olive is gonna try to pat the guy down and see if there's anything on him, like identification or anything, to see if there's if this is a Fed, if
Killed some guy.
yeah, or if it's a Fed, if it's the other circle of family that we don't know about.
He has a wallet with several sets of identification in it.
That's fair.
That tracks.
Olive's gonna take it, and you keep it, just because nothing matters anymore. So, are any of those? You guys have unleashed truly the monster that is Olive. Do any of those are any of them names that are familiar, last names that are familiar? Is it
No.
last name of the other person that grabbed Chris or anything like that? Okay. All right. Yeah, she's gonna hold on to it and be lots of identification, but none of it real, I'm sure.
Once we get in the car, Atticus would like to try to run the plates to try to figure out, because if you run plates for undercover cops and stuff, it comes back as not found, right? There's a pretty it's very clear it's a government or a cop car. So he's trying to see if he finds that message, or he finds, I don't know, UMass rental company, and this is a business front for getting fucking shitty fish people cards.
That's their headline.
Yeah.
Getting shitty fish people card.
For some reason, business is
It's
booming.
just sitting where she had been standing, and just still outside of the van.
They don't charge for that extra cleaning fee for this fish smell.
Surprise! There's one of the actual families is a rental agency.
Ooh, damn. Another even though. I got one of the spicy evens, 2 positives and negatives. I think that's just
Those are the worst.
good. I call them spicy evens because you think it's good when you see the pluses, and then you see the other ones and you're sad again. It's just fair.
Okay. Remind me what my
I'm
brain.
trying to look up the plates of the car.
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
what I can find.
And you do find that it comes up not. It doesn't come up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got the cop. So, hooray! I guess. We should get Freya and get out of here before more cops come.
Yeah, and we should probably change how the van looks again.
Oh yeah. We have to, now that Jess is safe. We really should focus on Clark's sister.
That's why we're here, right?
What is our goal?
I just stated it. If you listen, it's easy to collect data.
What are we doing? What is our end goal? To get what at what space?
To get our dimension to not get exploded.
I think it was eaten.
Great.
Consumed is the word grandfather kept using.
And in order to do that, what do we need?
First, we need to find Clark's family.
Okay. But not first, overall. What is the end goal? Not step by step, but at the end of it, in order to save all of reality, what do we need? To eliminate the deep ones and to get all of the... What are you calling them?
The 6.
All of the 6 in one space, correct?
But we need to send those who were switched back. I'm sorry, Clark. I know that you're worried, but she needs to go back.
If we can just find a space large enough and safe enough to house people, I can get all of them back in an instant into that space.
Can you though?
Well, no, we got to find out where they're all meeting anyways. They're all meeting up. But we can't do that if we don't have Angie, because she's one of them. So we're back 2 steps, because that's how you fucking accomplish plan, and not yelling over people. We need to find Angie, and then we can meet up where everybody in the fucking server is going to meet up. So let's act like fucking humans for once, and help our friend whose family is missing.
Clark stops the car and gets out for just 1 second, just to breathe. And he's gonna call Gus's phone.
All right, you get out of the car. You step away for a second. You take your phone and dial the number. 1 ring. 2 rings. 3. Goes to voicemail.
He hangs up. Kind of just takes a moment, feeling the heat in his stomach of the worry and regret, and just full-on screams down the street before he puts his phone back in his pocket, gets in the car. I have an idea. He's gonna take his phone out and see if there's the Find My Family on his phone. If his sister should have her phone on her, he thinks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You do a Find My for the phone, and it's not far away. It's in the woods nearby.
We have a location. Thank you guys for being here with me through all this. You don't need to go in there to throw everything down.
Shut up. We're going.
Atticus pulls out 2 guns. It says, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Also, I have a shoddy and I think an AR-15 collected from somewhere if somebody wants to use one of those.
100% goes up and holds a hand out. Give me a gun.
God damn, Atticus hands all of the AR-15?
Oh, Jesus.
I'll take the shotgun.
And I don't need 2 of these if somebody wants the other one. This can put a horse down. And he holds up the larger gun that is a 45 cal.
This is the first time you've ever heard Clark say anything remotely close to this. Alright. Looks like it's time for a fish fry with a side of bacon. And he drives to the woods.
Oh, because we killed a cop.
She's getting it.
You drive to the woods. You get to the edge and you have to get out because you can't drive in there. And you find the phone, because you do find the phone next to the road, as though it was thrown out the window of a car. It's damaged too, as though it was thrown out the window of a car.
It looks like it was thrown out the window of a car.
It does. It's really weird how it looks like it was thrown out the window of a car.
I think this might have been thrown out the window of a car.
Yeah.
I think it might have been thrown out the window of the car, yeah.
if we follow down that road and we look on a map, right? What are some of the locations down that way?
Northward goes into Fullervale, presumably through a blockade. If Clark's mom's text is to be trusted. To the south, it goes into the housing area, suburban sort of area of the town.
And it was on the northbound side or the southbound side?
Southbound.
Okay. Oh shit. Right. So it seems like whoever picked up Angie didn't head out of town at least.
That's good.
Olive talks to Jess. So you have no idea where. We know that there was there's a talk about a meetup, but you don't have any idea.
They started taking it to DMs, and I wasn't involved.
I'm going to step a little bit away. I'm going to call my mom.
Atticus would like to start looking at Snapchat, and you know how you can see where people are? Thousands of people, if they grouped, even if 80%, right, if there's 5,000 or 1,000 or 2,000, even if 80% turned their phone's location off or turned their phones off, some of them are going to be congregated, or even if their last known location was the only thing that was picked up and then they lost signal, right, there's going to be an area, like it's going to be able to figure this out between our friend networks. So I would turn to Freya and be like, hey, let's try to figure out where they are. And I would like to investigate to see if we can use some sort of social media geotag or, like I said, Snapchat geolocation or something like that as a way to, hey, where are fucking 500 teenagers and 200 adult losers meeting up today?
I can. Do you want me to roll for that, or
I would love to give with a help action on this.
Olive, you call your mother. After a few rings, phone picks up and says, Olive? You don't usually call me, you usually text. What's going on?
I think she kind of went immediately into numb anger. So she hasn't really cried about it yet. But she's going to let tears kind of fill her throat and just be like, people aren't following me and I'm just really scared. Mom, where are you? What can I do? I'm so scared.
Oh, honey. People are following you? That's terrible. Come home. I'm at home. Do you need me to come and get you?
No, I can come home. Oh, you're at home though.
Yeah, I'm at home. I just made a roast.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll come home. Thanks. I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
Okay. All right. Come see me.
Hangs up and just completely flat. Yeah. Okay. So if we want to get some more information about where people possibly could be, we can go. My mom is apparently at home. We need to figure out where everyone else is. So, Dustin, we need to figure out where Molly is. Jess is here, thank God. But what about? And she looks at Atticus. She's like, "What about the vice principal?"
Yeah, so I agree with Sophie, Gus, right? If we get everybody in a location, we can do this, right? We don't know where Angie is, which is pretty key to this. So, like, me and Freya are trying to figure out right now where the secret meetup was. Atticus is mid-phone open, like, is switching between apps to try to crosstab and stuff.
I have that roll, by the way.
Yeah, what's the roll?
I got an epic.
An epic. You do manage to find a lot of gathering at the library.
Is that what game night was?
Uh,
I knew there was something up with a fucking library. You need to go to the library. I think that might be where some of these people are. We might not have been followed to it. There might have been that guy might have been there for other reasons.
Sarah, can we say that while the phone call was going on, can I roll an investigation to see if I can find any traces of my mother?
Yeah.
Man, I was talking such good stuff about these dice earlier. Just making me all sorts of regret. Okay.
I gave him a big head.
Yeah. That is a 4.
Yeah, you don't find any trace of your mom.
I think I would like to use a fate point to change this object into an object that can, instead of tracking the people's location, like whether they have like Snapchat or not, but track their like levels of consciousness. I want to make some sort of device that can pinpoint everybody's level of consciousness, and like the ones that have a higher level of consciousness, like the beacons, they grow brighter, and so we will be able to see where they are on the Snapchat map.
Okay.
Sophie Gus is creating the interdimensional Patriot Act.
Okay, so go ahead and make a lore roll then for that.
Okay. What is it? Superb, and then what's one above superb? Is epic? It's an epic.
The device in your hand morphs into a sort of hyper technological looking weird thing in your hand. It beeps and clicks and makes cool noises.
And you no longer have a phone.
That is true. There is no phone, but it does make cool noises, and it shows a huge concentration of consciousness at the library.
I fixed this. We can just look at anybody who might be one of those beacons. They should show up on here. They should glow brighter or make a clicking noise. I don't quite know how it works.
It's probably a clicking noise.
Probably a clicking noise. Can I like zoom out on it and see? Because we know Angie has a very like high level of consciousness. Are there like outliers to like this mass collective?
No, they all seem to be concentrated. There's not outliers.
Good to know.
Is there, where we are, is there, basically is Jess? What does Jess look like?
She's glowing really bright.
Are you describing that kind of thing where it's like there's so many dots on the radar, even if there was one brighter, like we can't distinguish it because it's all so concentrated?
Yeah, it's pretty concentrated.
Yeah. So even if there was brighter spots, we just can't really see.
Yeah.
Got it.
But as you say, Cameron, if anyone moves away, it'll be visible.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
if there aren't, what if the meeting is a sting from the feds?
What if we drove the van through the library?
Oh my god.
Because it's so violent.
It took us 2 years, but we got to a place where Lyra is not on board.
With one of Gus's plans.
Sophie Gus does not value human life.
Clearly.
Kind of just like mulling it over in his head. Not my van, not my problem.
I mean, either way, whether it's a sting or not.
We need to check it out. Yeah, I agree. But we should go in eyes open.
So we get to the library.
You do indeed. It is still full, and your little screen is all aglow, and it makes lots of clicking and whirring noises.
I don't want this anymore.
You just,
Somebody
like-
please take this from me.
It's your phone.
It's not. I would like to roll. I want to roll a burglary roll to break into that fucking back office again. Ooh! I got +4s, so give me 1 second. What did I say? Burglary? So that's a superb? Yeah. That's one after great, right? It's superb?
Yes. Yeah. You creep around to the back. There are no cameras here to view you, so you creep in, get the door. The door is already unlocked, so you get through there easily, and into the back room. And let's see if there's someone in the back room. There's not. So the back room is empty, and it's an office. It's a cluttered office.
But there's not like a temporary G-Man command station?
There is not.
Okay. That's really what I was looking for. I sneak back out, and I tell it doesn't look like if this is a sting, the library's not in cahoots. At least it's all coming from external.
Well, let's see if our avoidant friends are here. And this is what they were busy with.
Yeah, I'll look for Vice Principal Shepard.
Yeah, let's go into the library proper instead of breaking it through the back.
All right, you enter the library. It's bustling here. There are a bunch of people in the wing to the right of the door is full of people at tables, just sort of chattering in very low voices because this is a library. And they are legitimately playing board games. Some of them are just in conversation with each other, etc. You do spot at one table Aaron and Molly and Angie.
All at one table.
And Angie?
And Angie.
Who got picked up, whose phone was thrown out of a van?
One. That's the Angie that I'm talking about.
Well, I'm glad she escaped the van.
Did she?
I would like to see if I could spot anybody that is keeping eyes on the table. Perchance, even with earpieces or baseball caps pulled low, MCU incognito style.
Yeah, give me a notice roll.
I would like to give the help on that.
Hell yeah. Oh shit. It's not good, guys. The dice gods giveth and they taketh.
They mostly taketh right now.
Yeah, I went from +4 to -3, but I got a help, so it's only -2 to notice, which I only have as average, so it's bad. It's shitty, I think is the right term, right? Shitty is -2?
I think that's
Catastrophic or
That's the
something?
technical term, yeah.
Can you re-roll it?
Please.
I don't got anything. I don't got anything that's we could that's what I could do. I think distrusted by government, corporations, and narcs. I would like to use a fate point to invoke Captain Anarchism's
Okay.
stuff
Okay.
and reroll. Yeah, I'm out of fate points, but that was good because we swung the other way. Now we're back to +3s. So that turns into a +4, which goes to a superb.
You do see that two of the library patrons who are just look like ordinary library patrons are not gathered with the others, but they do seem to be paying an inordinate amount of attention, and you spot a dress line sort of thing that indicates that there's perhaps a weapon underneath their clothes.
I think there's something to be said for not really waiting and Sophie Gus just kind of doing the thing.
Okay, I go walk up towards them.
I thought he was just going to stand here and swap everybody out. That's what they said they could do.
Oh,
I think they're about to put another gun in someone's shoulder.
I was gonna go murder them, but okay.
Yeah.
What's the end goal? What's the end objective?
As Atticus makes fun of Sophie Gus, they get mad and they're going to go kill those people now.
Oh.
Where would you like them to go?
Back to their universe, right? I thought that was the whole thing. We're gonna swap them for the real ones. Oh, you're talking about you're gonna teleport them away.
I was
Not-
literally going to find an empty. This Sophie Gus looks at Atticus. I was going to find an empty space and teleport them to that empty space so that we would be alone with them and they would be away from the influence of the deep ones. But they're all here. So why don't I just kill the deep ones?
There's like 100, 500 people here.
Well, okay. And
Not my problem.
would we like the deep one murdered or not?
What deep
Well,
ones?
we don't know his deep ones or their G-men. We don't know who they are.
The ones with the guns. I'm speaking loud and pointing towards those people.
Oh shit. Okay.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Would we like them here? Would we like them dead? Would we like them not here?
They actually don't hear you? Because I rolled really badly for their notice.
They're just so focused on their one goal.
Of making sure they're ready when we show
I
up.
turn to Olive. You seem to be the leader of this group. What would the actionable plan be?
Who?
You.
Oh God. Oh yeah, that's right. There is something to be said for getting. We are missing 2 people to swap out. Can you trade them back with their other whatever? Can you switch them back to where they came from? Is that something you can actually do?
I do not know. That might take a lot more power than I have currently, but what I can do is get everybody that we need safe in a different location right now.
God, I hate this. Send them to Raw Dog's shack.
Yes, the piss
Interestingly
shack.
enough, I was
Fish
thinking
shack.
the same thing.
Yes, fish shack.
What would Gus say? Everybody back to the shack. And then I snap my fingers. And I would like to teleport us and everybody with higher consciousness in this space to Raw Dog Shack.
That's so dangerous. Don't we all have a higher conscience?
idea.
I hope Sarah doesn't pull like a monkey's paw wish gift here and shove us all into like a 200 square foot room.
All the beacons right outside of Raw Dog Shack, which I have been before because Sophie Gus knew Raw Dog.
That doesn't mean that Sophie actually visited his shack.
Yes, it does. Fuck you.
We're so far beyond reasonable right now. I think our audience could stick with us for Sophie visiting the piss shack.
I've been watching Sarah become so much more lenient with us.
If anybody would like to, I turn to Freya and hold Freya's hand. Would you like to help with this?
Yes.
Okay,
I can help too. Is it lore? Because I can help too.
it's lore.
I'll help.
Okay. Bippity boppity boo.
The witches are doing their thing.
What's 5 above great? That, whatever that is.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I'll tell you that.
It's
Okay,
above
cool.
the table. It's above the ladder.
It's a fuck you legendary.
That's what we
is it's
call
called.
a perfect. Yeah, fuck you, legendary.
S tier.
Yeah, monkey paws that, Sarah.
With your amazing roll, you reach out, grab a hold of all of the people here that are of higher consciousness, which is an awful lot of them, and you reach out to the group and you grab them as well, and you shift over to this old abandoned army bunker which smells of piss.
Piss shack.
To the piss shack.
This is abhorrent.
Agreed. That's why I didn't like it, but it's private, I guess.
There's a lot of screaming going on. Like, what's happening? Oh, why does it smell so bad? Where are we?
How many people are here? Is it the entire
Oh,
contents
yeah.
of the library?
It's almost the entire contents of the library.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't see the people with the guns.
Correct.
All right. There's a lot of screaming.
There is a lot of screaming.
Atticus is gonna follow Clark, as I'm sure Clark is running to Angie.
Running straight to Angie just to check on her and talk to her.
I think we get. I'm running as well to. I'm gonna grab Aaron and Molly, and I'm gonna try in the chaos try to drag them away. Let's go, let's run, and get them separated.
So first off, Clark goes to Angie. Angie hugs you immediately. She says, "Mom."
We'll talk later. We gotta go now. Mom's strong. She's gonna be okay. Right now, we have to be strong too. Okay?
Erin saved me. She found me, and then we tossed my phone because we didn't want them to follow me.
I look over to Aaron. Thank you. We gotta go. We have to go now.
Where are we going? Where are we? What the hell is this place? Why does it smell like piss?
You don't want to know. You really.
Actually, you do want to know, and when you're older, I can't wait to tell you, but now's not the time.
Take one guess why it smells like piss.
It's the piss.
It's the piss.
Piss.
Is Raw Dog here?
No, Raw Dog is not here.
Raw Dog, it went to Chicago like
You went back to Ohio.
6 months ago in like real
He
time, but
came back.
dude, Raw Dog is our Gandalf. All right,
He never
He
made
is-
it to
yes.
Cincinnati. He's fully dead, guys.
Yeah, only to come back as Raw Dog the White on the 5th day of dawn.
Run up
Hot
and down
dog
tree.
white? No.
Yeah, I guess trying to convince Molly as well, and Aaron. Guys, come on, we gotta go. Just follow us, please.
Where are we going?
Just anywhere but here.
Just to be clear, I think because I just want to. It's important to me to keep track of my guns. I'm assuming Olive didn't go into the library like a school shooter.
Fully armed.
Freya didn't go with their shotgun, so I think we're back down to 2 guns.
All right. So they are willing to follow you outside of the piss shack, and then this is better. Where the hell are we?
We're by the cove. The old military base.
How did we get here?
Magic.
Gus.
Sophie.
Yeah,
Hi.
all of those.
Yeah.
Does Atticus hear pounding?
Drums.
Yes.
Is it faster than before?
Yes.
Do we all hear it?
Yes.
I think we might have brought them to a bad place.
Who would have thought the piss shack would be a bad place?
So does
Piss
Sophie,
shack.
For
No.
once in our life, Chris, I fully agree with you.
does Sophie, Gus know what those drums are?
I think you don't. You don't. But hearing them stirs something in you. Makes you feel strong.
Don't like
Yeah.
that.
A middle-aged woman getting something stirred in them
Strong?
from drums?
It makes me feel strong.
I've seen this Nicholas Sparks movie once.
Do I want to go to the drums?
No, you want to. You kind of have an urge to feast, actually.
On.
People.
Consciousness.
Yeah, people's energy, people's consciousness.
Shall I?
Oh God, no.
No.
seems like a bad idea, but
This is an internal struggle, so we're
Like, it seems like a bad idea. Okay, maybe I can make a will roll about it.
on the plus side. If you do eat all of the beacons, I mean, maybe that disrupts their ritual.
I think that might
think
be
that-
the ritual.
I think
That might be the ritual.
Pretty sure that's the point.
Okay, I did get a average will roll against it. What do you think that does?
That's a coin flip. You get to decide.
I don't think the urge is that strong yet.
Got it. Okay,
because
cool.
it's not the time yet. So I think that's fine.
It's. Could you repeat that?
I said I don't think the urge is strong enough because it's not the time yet.
It's not the time yet. Okay.
I feel very compelled to eat these people.
Please don't.
And I don't want to because I know that
Atticus was first to all of. This is why I wanted to shoot him. We should have just fucking shot him.
you can't shoot. I cannot die.
You want to? We can fucking find out.
Okay, Atticus, what I want you to do right now, because this might solve all of our problems, take your guns and shoot all of the bullets into me.
What if we try a different thing? Just put this glove full of thermite in your mouth.
Fine. I take the glove full of thermite and I put it in my mouth and I light it.
Ow!
Sometimes decisions are made.
Sometimes decisions are made. Okay. This is our game, folks. We decided to do this.
Yeah. Can you please describe what happens?
Yeah. So what happens when you put the thermite in your mouth and light it is that your head gets burned up and people scream. There's a lot of screaming, a lot of running, and your head is fully burned off from the thermite as well as the rest of your body, and you are sort of left there trying to figure out what to do as you don't have much of a body anymore, just sort of a burnt wreck, just sort of wiggling around.
That was Gus's body.
Great.
How are we gonna get Gus back now?
I would like to use my last fate point to change Gus's body into Sophie Scott's body.
No.
Perfectly fine and normal.
Roll lore.
That is great. +1 superb.
So the burnt wreckage of Gus's body starts to glow, and it forms up into the familiar body, the familiar sight of Sophie Scott.
That feels quite a lot better. And I am very hungry. And I turn towards Atticus.
Sometimes you're a little bit threatening and I don't like it. I want you to give me Gus back.
I'll think about it.
I want you to give me Gus back.
I cannot in this moment.
I want you to get... Freya just keeps repeating that.
Atticus walks towards the cove. He's just like taking his fucking feet off, his shoes off.
Don't, Atticus, stop. So now that Olive has this knowledge about her genetics, does she feel different?
The sound of the drums it feels like it vibrates something deep inside your chest. Like something within you is humming to it, and it feels good.
Freya's like on her knees, still repeating.
Why did we bring all of these people here?
Because it was fucking insane, and no one was saying anything useful, and it was the first place I thought of, okay? So I'm
It's
so
not-
sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's not Olive. It's not the location. All these people who have now run into the woods because they just watched someone self-immolate. That's the people. Why?
Hey, Chris, I get it, but stop asking questions and start saying fucking solutions. Okay? Aaron? Molly. Angie. I am so sorry. She is shaking. And you guys do see this, like, it's a little bit of euphoria and manic. Like, you almost like she's becoming manic. I am so sorry that you are being dragged into this. And I know that there is something maybe you don't understand. There's something pulling you to do something. I am begging you to fight it as much as you possibly can. And I would like to use my last 2 fate points to tap into Beatrice and use my stunt, Kill Claudio, which is +1 to attempt to convince someone of an action. So what will I roll?
That's either a rapport or provoke, depending on what emotions you're trying to create. And I think provoke sounds right.
Provoke. That is +2 to an already superb, so it is an epic.
Hey, that's 4. Molly. That's 4. And that's 4. Okay.
And is fight it. Like, that's
The 3 of them, Angie and Molly, look worried, and they look to Aaron. You can tell that they are seeing her as sort of the leader here. And she says, yeah. You're right. We should let go of this. This has been hurting us for too long.
She hugs her friend as hard as she possibly can.
She's lying.
Yeah.
You can tell that she's lying. You have that stunt.
Yeah. So I hug my friend, and I'm holding on to my friend, just like hugging her. And yeah, I think at that point, after berating Chris, she makes eye contact with Chris and just says, take her out. I am grappling Aaron, and I'm asking you to up to you, but she's going down. Please.
I think Chris is not going to respond in time to help with any initial grapple here.
I'm holding on as tight as I can.
He's just going to be in sort of like stunned silence.
All right, that's going to give us time for one contested physique roll. Aaron gets a good.
She breaks it. I don't have physique, so.
She pulls away and looks at you with like horror and betrayal.
You don't get to look at me like that. You are not my friend.
Her eyes dark.
Atticus!
You see him pop up, and I turn. Can I do like empathy or something to read what's going on?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, and I think that at the grapple breaking, like, I don't think Chris is going to be willing to kill Aaron, but he would be willing to, like, make sure she doesn't run away. So if she does make moves to get away while we're trying to figure this out, he'll try to stop her.
I got a fair for empathy.
Yeah, with the fair, you can see that something's going on and it has to do with Aaron, and that Olive is extremely distressed. But that's about all you get with the fair.
So Atticus pulls the gun and says, Aaron, please stay where you are.
Ooh, okay. Erin's gonna make a will roll to see if she does manage to stay where she is, or if she runs like fuck because she's scared. And she manages to stay where she is. And so do the other two.
Atticus will turn to Clark and say, can you please tie Aaron up?
Got it. I web up the three of them.
I'm going to metagame a tiny bit here. I would like you to use the rope that is in Atticus' backpack that's on him. He tossed it to you.
Oh, okay.
I mostly just want you to save your fate points.
Gotcha.
Because I'm out. I think.
Olive is out and Sophie's out.
And Sophie's out. We've got half the team here. And Chris is down 1.
Yeah.
I'm down 1. Got it. So yeah, I'm gonna tie them up with the rope.
Atticus will go through after and roll a craft. We've learned this lesson.
Yeah.
I broke even, so it's just a good.
Okay. You get her tied up. Do you tie up the others, or just
No.
Aaron? Okay.
Can I see the reaction from Angie? Or read how she's.
Angie is terrified. You think she has pissed herself a little bit.
You can't tell because we're near the piss shack.
Atticus turns to Olive and Chris and says, I don't know what to do, but I think from the moment that Chris's leg got grabbed and almost went under, I think we know that the answers are somewhere around here. They're either there or in our dreams. And I can't do this anymore. We gotta fucking end it. And there's like big tears in Atticus's eyes that aren't falling.
Them in the van. And we're going to my house. There's somebody there who has a lot to answer for.
So the van is at the library. Sorry, I couldn't help it over here. Didn't take it.
Hey,
with me.
Sophie. Hey, Sophie. Absolutely, you no longer get to say a single fucking thing.
Or what?
Leave. Get the fuck out. All anybody has done is waffle and do nothing. And you burned our friend.
Freya is like still on her knees, like actively crying and repeating, please give me Gus back.
What good are you?
I think you're absolutely right, Olive. I think there has been a lot of waffling. If that means not making a decision. That's what happens when children are in charge of saving the universe. Now, I've done my best to be patient and let you come up with a plan because you seemed half competent. But now, I am getting angrier and angrier. And honestly, I just want to go home.
Then go.
It seems like the end of this can come from me feasting on the energy of all of these people that I have meticulously teleported to this part of the woods. Or we stop the deep ones. We can go in that hole, wipe all of them out so they don't do this anymore. Or, better yet, we just kill all of these people here without me feasting on them. That would also solve the problem. I'm inclined to do one of these things very quickly, but sending me away is not an option.
Then fine. We're walking. But we are going away from here. We're going away from here. We know we have time. We don't have much, but we've got enough. So we are going to my house. And we are keeping them in one place. Honestly, we should go find Dustin and Vice Principal Shepard. Let's make it a clean sweep. If we're gonna kill him, let's make sure we do it right.
Well, they ran off into the woods, so if you're fast enough, you can go get them.
Did we see Dustin or Vice Principal Shepard at the library when we were there?
Vice Principal Shepard was not at the library. Dustin was.
Well, we gotta walk anyway, and she just starts walking. Does not care if you guys follow at this point. She's gonna go and walk.
The general mob of the group sees you making a determined move to go somewhere and assumes that you must be getting them out of here and starts following you.
Happy to do it.
Clark takes Angie by the hand. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Chris is gonna lean down a little close to Jess and be like, the first chance we get to split from the group, I just want to go home.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't know what this time is, but it is definitely running up, and I feel like we need a motivator. And I'm going to touch Erin on the hand, and I'm going to siphon off her energy and consume her.
Okay. It's interesting because you feel like you want to, but it's like you can't yet. It's like the part of you that would consume her is undeveloped.
Sophie Scott just screams.
Yeah.
Fine. Once again, I'm stuck with these fucking children.
And Sophie's a bitch.
Sophie's a bit of a bitch.
Picked either the really the right job or the totally wrong one. Torturing children or being stuck with children.
Just goddamn stuck here. No moves.
Atticus says, I'm staying here. I'll see you guys when you get back. I don't have anything to do in town. And goes back to his notebook.
I was just looking at this little phone thing, tracker. Vice Principal Shepard is not here.
Correct.
Where is the other dot?
Yeah, you can search around through the town map, and you do find Vice Principal Shepard at home, and he is glowing bright, but he's not with the others. He seems to have avoided all this stuff.
We could go to your home, Olive, or we could go get the final beacon.
Feel free.
Oh, I guess it's left up to me then. Fine, I will meet you at your home, Olive.
Honestly, be as bitchy as you want to be. We didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. So, I honestly don't care if you're mad. I don't care that you're frustrated. I don't fucking care. So yeah, you know where he is? Go get the last beacon. Great.
Yeah, Sophie, you're really just mad at yourself for being an idiot and falling for genocidal propaganda. And you're really taking it out on a group of kids. You've been on this planet for 50 years and you couldn't figure out the stupidest fucking plan in the world and took it for bait that your planet was being destroyed at face value like a fucking moron. So you deal with that shit yourself, bitch.
Especially for someone who's acting the most childish, talking about being around a bunch of kids. And if honestly, we're going to be completely truthful here, these fish people still see you as if you're in your larval stage. So technically, you are a child. And continues to walk off.
If only I had the power to rend you all asunder.
But you don't.
I
you can't,
but I
'cause you're still
don't,
in your
and I
larval
can't.
stage.
And I will meet you later. Goodbye. Sophie just starts to walk off towards
Stomping off
Vice Principal Shepard's house.
Okay.
in her sensible heels. In a swamp.
In a swamp, insensible heels. Yeah. In a blazer and a skirt.
So you get out of the cove area, out of the woods, with 100 people sort of vaguely following you. And everyone gets to the road and is like, what the hell do we do now?
Olive just keeps walking towards town. I'm not looking at the map. Is the library on the way or no?
Library's not on the way.
Okay,
Atticus would have handed Olive the gun also right before they split off
amazing.
and said, do what you need to do.
That's in the back of her waistband. Yeah, no, she's just walking towards town.
All right. How are you keeping Aaron in line, if you are?
Oh, I thought I was like staying with Aaron. I thought that was the point.
If you're
That was
keeping
part of-
Aaron there, that's fine.
Are you keeping Aaron at the cove?
Yeah, I was just gonna. I figured we were coming back here, and even if not, Atticus is like done. You see exhaustion, emotional, like, right. Atticus saw the look on Angie's face when she was terrified from pulling the gun on Makari and the self-immolation, and is just like there's a hollow husk of a human where a 17-year-old boy used to be, and it's just one foot in front of the other. So he doesn't have the energy to even do that anymore, and it was just like, I'll stay here and watch Makari. Like, I don't have anything in town. I don't have anything but this one goal, and whether it's when you guys come back and we jump in this water or whatever happens.
All plan was to get the closest thing to a safe house that she can figure on is her place, because if her mother has gotten rid of her dad, she is the child of father, and it's a place with doors that lock and a basement and not the middle of right next to the place that is where it all ends. So that's her plan, is to go, like, if we need a place to be, let's go there.
Yeah, if you take Makari, then that's fine. I just, like, Atticus is just, he's done.
Yes. Olive is also done. So she looks at Aaron, because this is not Makari. This is not her friend. This is somebody who would lie to her face. This is not her friend. And she harnesses what she thought was just a coldness that her parents just weren't capable. They were not capable of warmth and of parenting. And she thought it was just because they sucked. And now she figures it's genetic, which means she has it too. So she is cold, and she says, if you run, I will shoot you.
Shit, Olive. Okay.
I don't. Let's go. And she walks home. And whoever follows her. And if Chris and Jess need to go, fine. She would never expected to survive this. And if that means that they survive, great. But she is doing what she can do, which is question her mother and probably kill her. Because anything is better. Being dead is better. And there is no hiding her feelings. That's what you guys all see. Anybody who comes along, you see a devastation that is unfathomable.
All of you get to your house. There are a few people still with you. Surprisingly, Erin is still with you. She hasn't tried to run off or anything. I guess your threat of shooting her was enough. And several others are with you, including Molly and Dustin and Angie, unless Angie was taken off somewhere.
Clark went with Olive.
Okay. And Clark. And you get to your house, and you open the door, and there is a delectable smell in the air of roast. And your mother is sitting at the dining room table with a plate that she has just finished and says, "Sorry I didn't wait for you. Are you okay? Hey, your friends are here. There's enough for a lot of people if you want to take the roast out of the oven. I put it back in to stay warm for you."
Did Freya come too?
Freya was knees to chest crying, so unless someone like dragged her along, she was just kind of there.
I wouldn't have wanted you to stay because it's unsafe. So I would have tried to convince you.
If someone carried her, she wouldn't have resisted, but she would not have walked.
I can't. Yeah, that wouldn't have been me.
Clark would offer.
Olive would look at Clark. Take everyone downstairs. Close the door. Lock it if you have to.
Are you sure about this? I'm here if you need me. You were there for me.
Appreciate it. I'll let you know.
Okay. And he takes everyone downstairs.
Your mom is like, "Oh, they don't need to go downstairs. It's okay. We've got plenty." And she stands up and goes to the oven.
I follow.
She opens the oven. There's a delicious smell. She moves.
He pulls
it.
out a Tommy gun. Sorry. Oh, my bad.
No, but she does pull out a strangely shaped roast.
Oh no. No.
Puts it on the table. Gets a carving knife.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Don't eat it.
Olive stands across the table, just kind of looking at it. And her mother. Well, so you, guess you figured out what he handled what Grandpa wanted you to do?
She looks taken aback for a second, and then she smiles. "I guess I don't have to cover it up."
Bastard.
"So what do we do now? We can sit down and have a lovely meal? Or we can talk about other things?"
No. Try talking about other things. Then she pulls out the gun and shoots her.
Your mom is not expecting that. Go ahead and make a shoot roll.
I don't have shoot, but here we go.
Good luck.
Pure rage.
Surprise attack should mean advantage.
It's awful. It's catastrophic.
Oh, okay.
It's 3 negatives. I'm shaking with rage.
Yeah, she was surprised, so she didn't jump out of the way, but your shot was so bad that it did miss. And so now she is no longer surprised, and she changes and leaps across the table to attack you.
Yeah, Clark, you would have heard a gunshot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hearing the gunfire, I tell Angie to lock the door and I run back upstairs.
Freya will snap out of it upon hearing a gunshot and just also full speed up the stairs.
Was my mom still holding the carving knife, or did she put it down?
She still has the carving knife.
I grab a chair and I just start swinging. I'm like, Olive is gone, so I'm just swinging with whatever I can, not really caring if I get hurt or not.
All right. You can all three get up there and make fight rolls then. If you are doing a fight roll, don't want to assume.
Can I try to grapple?
Yeah, you can do that. Roll physique.
Well, I'm gonna use a fate point to use the creature's physique.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair.
So you leap on the flailing fish person who is attacking with a knife, and you fail to make a grasp. What were the other rolls?
I'm going to roll a shoot roll so that way I can pull the knife out of her hand.
Okay.
And I had an affair with just swinging.
You swing wildly. You do not hit your mother.
That's fantastic.
Okay, you're web shooting.
Yeah.
You spin a fate point and shoot the knife out of her hands. She screams and goes for you this time.
Bring it on.
Is the knife... So the knife is out of her hands, but it's webbed somewhere?
Yeah, it's webbed to the wall.
How hard is it to... Like, if I grabbed at it, how hard would it be to rip off the wall? How bad are these webbed? I mean, they're bad enough to hold people, so it'd be difficult, yeah.
It would be a physique roll.
Is there anything else on the table?
There's a roast and forks, and there are serving knives and spoons.
Why a spoon? Because it hurts more.
There's the gravy. There's mashed potatoes. Okay, shut up.
No, I love it. That's exactly what I needed. How beautiful to kill my mother with the roasted body of my father. No, I'm gonna grab. Olive is going to grab in both hands a knife and a fork as weaponry to have anything. And Clark, get her down. Just hold her down. Trap her if you can.
I'll use another fate point to web her to the floor. If I can.
Okay. Yeah, I won't make you roll for that. You can web her to the floor using your last fate point. And so she is stuck and screaming, hissing, spitting.
Freya is punching her, but not like using the creature's strength, just kind of like crying and failing at doing any damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Olive is shaking and she's looking down at the knife and fork in her hands, and she throws them onto the ground before she picks the gun up again, plants a foot on her mother's chest, leans down and holds it to her head. All you had to do was fucking see me. And then she shoots.
There is the loudest sound you've ever heard. And then your mother is gone.
Sorry, Olive.
You. And she reaches out. She puts the gun down. She can't touch that again. And she reaches out and she just squeezes Freya's shoulder. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you both.
Freya is just like crumpled over, crying.
Clark's gonna go look for her mom's phone.
Yeah, it's easy to find. It's locked with a thumbprint lock, so easy enough to open.
Gotcha. Look to see if there were any other side messages made that don't from her grandfather.
There's that message from her father. And she responded with an enthusiastic will do. And she hasn't had anything else since then.
Olive goes to a little bit of a fugue state, but like a useful fugue state of she goes to the kitchen and starts gathering together food that is not her father, and water bottles and drinks and things like that, and puts them on the table. Take these downstairs, give these to everybody, eat, do whatever we have to do. I'm gonna go and grab sheets and pillows, because I think staying here for the night makes the most sense, because it's night at this point. I understand it might be bad for me to be down there. I understand if that's, I should probably be separate, but I will. There's that couch turns into a bed. There's sleeping bags. There's stuff down there. So there's
Clark just stops her.
gym mats.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It'd be bad for you to be down there.
I'm gonna scare Angie any more than I already have.
You're not gonna scare anyone. It's
That's
gonna be fine. Just because of where you came from doesn't mean that's who you are.
Clark. Nothing is ever going to be fine ever again. And I walk off and I go to grab pillows and bedding and try to be the caretaker that Olive wishes she could be.
We pull away from this, and we see the sad scene as Olive begins to prepare bedding for her unexpected house guests, as the bloodied body of her mother lies in the kitchen. The Sophie Scott. We're gonna sort of hand wave a little bit. Sophie Scott gets Vice Principal Shepard.
Could we pull up in his car?
Yeah, pull up his car for sure. And Vice Principal Shepard shows up as well, and we pull over to Atticus in the dark, in the woods, with his notebook, listening to the noises of the night. And we pull to Jess and Chris taking shelter in their friendship. And night falls. Everyone in their own way gets to sleep.
Atticus just has one thing he wants to do before we go to sleep.
Let's do it.
First he gathers all the stuff he can, logging into WhatsApp, doing whatever. He posts it all on his Tumblr. He goes to like Reddit conspiracies. He goes to like 4chan. He goes all the places he can and posts that. And then the last thing he posts on his Tumblr is a picture of the letter he wrote in his notebook. To my mother, I'm sorry. I should have done more. To my friends, I should have been kinder. To the world, you deserve the fate we tried to save you from. We did our best despite being alone. We faced the unimaginable evils that have been allowed to grow under the umbrella of corruption. Alone. Generations of appeasement and avoidance allowed more than small-town corruption to flourish, but a cataclysmic and cosmic evil. All the bloodshed is on the hands of you cowards. I hope that I die in whatever happens next. To go on living in a world this cold and cruel is surely a fate worse than death. Sinacera, Atticus. And then he puts his head down and goes to sleep.
And we will pull away, and next time we will be within the final dream of Lantern Cove. Thank you all for joining us, and have a lovely evening.
Have a good roast.
The roast.
Hey, there were 2 roast body today.
Roast.
Gross.
Anybody else feel like going?
I did already.